Three, two, one, go. Hey, I am the PokePastor, and this is an important announcement related to an upcoming event called the PokePastor Theme Deck League. The PokePastor Theme Deck League is going to be taking place on January 28th, 2018 from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Grace Church in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. The PokePastor Theme Deck League is aimed towards kindergarten through 5th grade kids who are interested in learning how to play Pokemon and play Pokemon in a safe environment, an environment where they're not competing against adults, where it doesn't cost any money, and kids are set up to win and have a good time. Let me give you a little background about why Pokemon, why the PokePastor Theme Deck League. So basically, this is combining three of my favorite things. My day job is I work with families, and I always want to get to know more families with kids. And so this is just a great way for me to give back to the community and to create something in the winter months where there's just not a lot going on around here. It also doesn't hurt that my own kid is interested in Pokemon and loves to play. And so I basically am creating an environment where she gets to learn and play with some of her friends that she knows and maybe make some new friends. And I love Pokemon. Ever since I started playing Pokemon Go, I have just fallen in love with this world of cool characters and creatures and strategy and just all the stuff that goes into it, that I just wanted to do something that combined all three. Reaching families, hanging out with my family, and playing Pokemon. So I made a theme deck league. Quick disclaimer, I don't work for Pokemon. I'm not technically a Pokemon professor or an organizer. I'm just a guy who wants to teach kids how to play Pokemon. Thrivent has given me a grant to be able to afford the materials to have 18 kids come and play for free in this league. It's going to be an hour of instruction and roughly an hour of free play where kids are going to get to play against each other in an environment where we basically have a bunch of tables set up with chairs facing where we can fit all these kids into a large room. What is a theme deck and why is it a theme deck league? Well, we're going to try and keep things simple for kids who are trying to learn. See, we're only going to use 9 particular Pokemon decks that were created by Pokemon that actually make sense, that have all cards that fit together. And I've got a pair of each of the 9 that come from the Sun and Moon expansion. 3 decks came from the first Sun and Moon, 2 came from the next set, 2 came from the next set, and 2 came from the next set. So in all, there are 9 different types of decks, everything from water to fire to dark to fighting. There's all kinds of different types of decks with all kinds of cool Pokemon creatures. And bottom line is your kid doesn't have to come up with their own deck. Your kid doesn't have to bring their own Pokemon cards. Instead, what they do is they're going to come to the event and check out a little bag that is actually going to have in this Ziploc bag all 60 cards that they need ready to go, shuffled. A play mat that they can actually play on, a set of the rules, a list of all the cards that are in the deck so that they don't lose track of what they have and what they don't have as they're playing the game, flippy coin for important coin flips, special condition markers for if a Pokemon gets burned or poisoned, dice for keeping track of how much damage is on a Pokemon. What I'm trying to say is your kid can have no Pokemon cards, no Pokemon experience, show up to this and have a great time because they're going to have everything that they need to learn and to play. And it's going to be balanced. There's not going to be some ringer that comes in and smokes everybody because they've got way better cards. We're just not doing that. We're going to have decks that work well against each other because Pokemon created it that way. And so that's why it's called a theme deck league. But I'm really thankful for Thrivent because I've got all the supplies to make it so that every single kid can be ready to go. So what do you need to do to prepare for the Pokemon theme deck league? Well, stay tuned to my channel, subscribe, because I'm going to have more and more videos that explain how to play Pokemon. It doesn't hurt to know ahead of time, but again, I'll teach you on the day of as well. But also, you got to know your own kid. If your kid is an independent reader and knows how to do math, and I'm thinking specifically like a little bit of multiplication and a little bit of addition and subtraction, then your kid is probably good to come and just do it by themselves. If that's just not where they are yet, and I can go ahead and say that, my kindergartner's not there yet, then we're encouraging you to come with your kid. Come with your kid, be their buddy, go through it with them, because honestly, if this thing works, they're probably going to want to play with you later anyway. And so it wouldn't hurt if you knew how to play as well. So again, if your kid is an independent reader, doesn't really need help with math, for example, something like what's 30 times 2? What's 70 minus 20? Like if your kid can't really do that, then they're probably going to need a parent helper. Yes, we could kind of walk through it with them, but you got to keep in mind we're going to have 9 games going on simultaneously with 18 kids, and it would just be really great and less frustrating if they actually had somebody with them to answer all their questions related to those sorts of things. Teach them how to play Pokemon, we could do that, but I'm not going to teach them how to read all of a sudden. Again, if your kid is going to need that special help, then just come as their helper. There won't be any food. If you bring food, you can eat it. Just don't get our cards dirty with sticky fingers. People have been asking, is this for people who just go to Grace? No, it's for any kids. Kindergarten through 5th grade, you are most welcome. I would love for the breakdown to be maybe like 1/3 kids I know and 2/3 kids I don't know. Again, this is about building community and having a great place for kids to be involved. So if you can make it, the PokePastor Theme Deck League is going to be January 28th, 2018 from 1 to 3 p.m. And don't worry, it won't be the only one. There's going to be one in February. There's going to be one in March. There's going to be, I'm trying to do it once a month. So how can you sign up? You can sign up on Facebook and say, I'm bringing 2 kids and they want this deck or this deck. There's going to be a deck list on there. If your kid has no specific deck that they want to play with, they don't know anything, whatever, that's fine. They're all cool, I promise. And so I will assign them and they can have one to play with on the day of. But please RSVP, let us know. Surprises might be frustrating if, for example, we have more than the amount of kids we're prepared for. So I want to make sure that we've got everything that we need in order to be ready for the amount of kids. Again, capacity is for first 17 because, well, it was 18, but one of them is my daughter, and she said, I want Forest Shadow. I'm like, okay, you're playing with the Decidueye deck. So everybody else, 17 people, RSVP, let me know. Tell me how many kids, and let me know if you're coming solo or if they're going to have a buddy. Sound good? Good.